depending on just how the remnants of Gordon track up into the Great Lakes.
It might be a great weekend to snuggle up with your grandparents and wish them a happy Grandparents' Day. All right, Tom, thank you. Toyota is recalling more than 1 million vehicles over a fire risk, and the CDC issues a stern warning not to buy a certain cereal. Jane King is at the NASDAQ market site with these stories and more. It's the King Business Report.
Toyota is recalling over 1 million Prius and CHR crossover sport utility vehicles globally to prepare a portion of the electrical system that could cause a fire. The recall affects certain 2016 to 2018 model year Prius vehicles, Prius Prime plug-in hybrids, and hybrid gas-electric versions of the CHRs. Now, there's a problem with how the wires were assembled, which could cause a fire. More U.S. cities are bracing for potential cyber attacks. The Wall Street Journal says a majority of the 25 most populous U.S. cities now have cyber insurance or are looking into buying it. Cities and even library systems are hacked more often than people realize. Bayer has now been hit by 8,700 lawsuits over weed killers. The potentially lengthy and costly litigation is directly related to its buyout of Monsanto, the maker of Roundup herbicide. The lawsuits are mainly from cancer patients who claim to have fallen ill after being exposed to the glyphosate-containing Monsanto herbicides. And 30 more people are sick after eating Kellogg's Honey Smack cereal. It was recalled in June over salmonella concerns, so that brings the total number of cases to 130, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Now, the CDC says customers should not buy this cereal, and if they have it at home, they shouldn't eat it. From the NASDAQ market site in Times Square, I'm Jane King with your business update.
All right, Jane, thanks so much. Let's take a look, see how stocks are performing at this noon hour. Dow Jones Industrial trying to slowly climb up 5 points. It's at right now at 25,957. NASDAQ Composite, though, it continues to slip down at 86 points. It's at right now at 8,005. Mercedes-Benz has officially announced its first totally all-electric SUV. The Mercedes-Benz EQC was unveiled at an event in Stockholm, Sweden Tuesday, about 2 years after the initial concept version. It's the first vehicle produced under Mercedes' new technology brand EQ. It stands for Electric Intelligence. The EQC is estimated to have an electric range of about 200 miles and go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just under 5 seconds. Production of the EQC is set to begin in 2019 at the Mercedes plant in Germany and will hit U.S. dealerships in 2020. No word yet, though, on that price tag. There is good news for homeowners living near Starbucks. According to a new study from Harvard Business School, home prices increase in neighborhoods that are home to a Starbucks coffee shop. Study relied on data from Yelp finds that new Starbucks shops introduced into specific neighborhoods is associated with a 0.5% increase in housing prices within a year. Researchers believe the increase may be due to more affluent customers moving into these areas who frequent the coffee chain, and restaurant availability is not driving neighborhood change. Older adults tend to be sharper when the weather is warmer. It's according to a new Canadian study of about 3,000 seniors. It showed people with and without Alzheimer's disease had better cognitive skills in the late summer and early fall than in the winter and spring. Symptoms of dementia and Alzheimer's disease also increased in colder months. More people search the internet about cardiovascular disease in wintertime. Researchers at the University of Wisconsin-Madison looked at 10 years of Google data. They found searches related to cardiovascular health were 15% higher in the winter months than in the summer. There were also more searches in states with higher rates of heart disease-related deaths. Your News of the Weird is next. Some Orlando homeowners got a renovation they didn't really want. Gonna explain